California and I'm visiting my girlfriend. We're also going to the RIMAN conference, which is the Korean skincare company that I have fallen in love with. Lisa, who's my girlfriend that I'm here to visit, has been an amazing equestrian for a very long time. So we might go and ride some horses on Monday. I've had very few experiences on horses, but I do have one story that is really something. It was my own private like movie moment. I went to Costa Rica, I'm gonna say it was 2015, on a yoga retreat. We decided that we were gonna do this like horseback riding on the beach thing, which sounds so dreamy. Something that I would like completely do. Even if I had no experience on a horse, I'd be like, I'm totally doing that. In Costa Rica, like when in Rome, you just do what you do. Now, unlike the United States, where if you wanna do any kind of like reckless activity, you have to sign a waiver saying you won't sue anyone. If you lose life, limb, or eyesight, you like release all legality. In Costa Rica, they could give a goddamn. If you're getting injured there, you're basically screwed. This man came walking up the beach with like a whole leash full of these horses that were so tame and friendly. I will say this, the place that we were at in Costa Rica was called Santa Teresa, and I would go back there in a minute because it felt very kind of wild and undiscovered. Even the resorts weren't like these big westernized. They were like little huts on the beach, and there was like monkeys in the trees, and like all the Costa Rican people were just so lovely. We ate outside. Definitely this like sort of quaint, cozy yoga place. Costa Rican people really don't give a shit about anything. Like they could care less about the stock market or politics. They just want to know when the surf is good. Whole Pura Vida lifestyle is their whole gig. Our guide comes rolling up the beach. His name was Martin, which I loved. He puts me on the back of this horse. There's like an energy exchange, I think, whenever you're on the back of an animal that clearly could like kick you, stomp you, trample you, take off running, and you're like, are we cool? Are you gonna be cool? I'm cool, are you cool? And so we just kind of trotted along the beach for a while, and he took us up into the tree line a couple of places, and this man had such trust in these animals. He was standing on the back of the saddle, like standing up, and he was reaching up into the trees to get coconuts out of the trees for us, and he would just like smack them on the side of the tree, and then like we could just drink them right out of the coconut. It was awesome. So at this point, I would say we had been riding for close to an hour, really just more or less like moseying. It was absolutely gorgeous. The tide was out. We had plenty of beach. This area of Costa Rica is really not overpopulated at all. Very chill. Lots of locals. It was like Halloween time, and that was teetering between their like wet and dry season. Some of the days were sunny. We would get these showers quite frequently. What I'm about to tell you next, it's important that you know that I have literally no experience. We're on our way back to the resort. We kept winding around the beach. Some of it was like a little bit rocky and gravelly, but a majority of it, 99% of it, was just open beach. There was nobody on the beach. So on the way back, we start to get like a little bit of a drizzle, and I'm in the front, and people are just like lingering. We're all in like a big group, probably 8 of us, and there's a huge amount of space in between each of us. And my horse starts to feel that rain. It was like misty, and I'm like, I just energetically felt like he was ready to fucking go and just run. And I feel like he was like, I'm gonna go, or you're gonna hold on, right? And so I was like, okay. And so I gave him a little with my heel, and homie just took off. Full fucking gallop. Like, I imagine in my mind that it was not visually as amazing as I thought it was in my head. In my head, it was like Seabiscuit. I like got up out of the saddle, I held my ass in the air, dealt with the galloping in my quads. My quads were burning so bad. I have to say, I was in Costa Rica, and the misty rain was going, and this horse was flying. I could hear like Sia singing Unstoppable in my head, and it was like a full movie moment. It was something I'll never forget. Never, never, never forget. And we got to the end, and I was out of breath because my quads were burning. The horse was like, and I just felt very connected to this animal. Like the energy was there. And here's the best part. The next day, I was back at the resort, back to doing the yoga, still just reliving every heart-beating moment. I get in the shower, and I'm like scrubbing up, and I'm like, what's on my butt? I got the worst. Like, my ass looked like a pepperoni pizza. I don't know what was going on. Maybe it was the sand and the water and the running in the water and the animal and his microbiome mixing with my white lady ass and like the friction. I don't know. And I had yoga pants on. I wasn't equipped. So I had leggings on. It wasn't like I had a scuba suit on and that nothing was gonna penetrate through my pants. So I had to go through this little town. Again, it was so amazing. I would go back there in a heartbeat. Santa Teresa was so great. It's hard to get to, but it was really, really worth it. It's like dirt roads. You have to take an ATV everywhere you go. Potholes, chickens running wild, dogs running wild, horses running wild. And it's just this little village, and I had to find a way to get from the property to the pharmacia. Show the guy I don't speak very much Spanish, and I was like, how do you say hydrocortisone? All that to say, I actually returned back to Costa Rica 2 months later for my birthday because it was such a magical place. It just has my heart. I found the same Martin guide and I went on another ride with him, and it was just as amazing. Nothing can quite top that like first love, you know, that first holy shit experience of being on the beach with that animal and it just took off running. But I was definitely ready for more adventure, and so I was taken completely off property. I had to go in the back of like a little scooter to this really, really wild terrain, and then had another just incredible at sunset run with this horse on the beach. So I'm not very horse experienced, but I feel like I can handle myself. I'm excited if we end up going horseback riding on Monday. So, okay, see ya.